My name is Xin Yao. Currently, I'm a Vice President for Research Innovation at Lingnan University. Well, I think AI is a very special science technology area because it interacts with human beings so much. Because interaction with human beings and societies, bias becomes an issue people are very concerned with. If you look at the output of decision made by machine learning systems, sometimes it's systematically biased against a certain sensitive groups, whether it's being gender, race, or geographic groups. So fairness, a machine learning research area, is really saying, are there any technological solutions we can provide or develop in order to minimize that bias? So in theory, we know there are many different metrics of fairness in quantitative terms. Unfortunately, they have conflict with each other, which means for exactly the same AI system or machine learning system, if you measure using one metric, you said it's unbiased. If you use another metric to measure it, it is biased. Now, keep in mind, those methods need to be developed in terms of algorithm, also analyzed mathematically. And they will be different under different situations because of conflicts among different fairness metrics. So a lot of my own research is really looking at how do we balance different conflicts or contentions among different fairness metrics. Lingnan traditionally is very strong in terms of social sciences, humanity, and businesses. We have a fantastic department of philosophy. Within the department of philosophy, there's a group of outstanding world-class researchers in ethics. Now they are getting very interested in AI ethics from a philosophical point of view. I think that at least give me a fantastic opportunity to understand fairness, transparency, interpretability, all these ethical concepts from a very different perspective. I think that helps technologists like me to actually guide my research in terms of developing technologies. I think the largest challenge or the things I learned is the world is more complex than a computer science thinks. So in my little world, and if you want to solve a problem, you require people to say, you need to define what the problem is. You need to give me a metric such that I can measure the progress of my research. I also prefer to have a quantitative metrics to measure how good my outcome would be. But in reality, in society, we don't have that single quantitative metric. It's extremely complex in terms of fairness. As I said, something can be fair from a single individual point of view, but from a group point of view, it might not be fair. Now, that's the real world. That's actually a huge challenge to a scientist who are used to a quantitative world. I think that's something surprised me beginning, something I learned tremendously after coming to Lingnan. When we have a smaller university, there's an inherent advantage of fostering interdisciplinary research and teaching. I can give you one very concrete example. I mentioned ethics, and then people in philosophy is interested, people in data science interested. We have a two master program. We have an AI program running out of Department of Philosophy, focusing on AI ethics and the social implications of AI. We have a separate AI program running out of School of Data Sciences. And then our teaching staff actually cut it across these two different programs. So I think that's actually a very good example within a smaller universities. We can foster not only interdisciplinary research, which many universities do, and then in our case, we're really taking this interdisciplinary research nature into our teaching programs. I think in this environment, at least as a computer scientist, I learned quite a lot from my colleagues from social science and humanities. And then I think I'm in a slightly better position to see two sides of the coins. And then when people said job replacement, and then I always have a view that the job will not disappear completely, but the nature of the job will change. Okay, there's no question about that. And then when the world is amplified to a certain extent in the last industrial revolution, and then people are not jobless, but they have to do different types of jobs. Certain people have to go through the training, again through this relearning process. I think this is precisely Lingnan has been doing for the last century, since its first established in Guangzhou and then moving to Hong Kong, and then there's a motto saying education for service. I think that's very useful for the AI age. You look at societal challenges, and then you identify research challenges for societal challenges, and then you focus on those fundamental challenges for your research and the teaching.